Man, it's been a minute. Did I forget something? What are those? Some ugly ass shoes. There's some ugly ass shoes. A lot of people were like, "Oh, Ronnie, I'm bored. Do a stream." And I figure I got a few minutes. Let's jump on. I miss you guys anyway, so we'll do a little chat. I never know what to do though for the thumbnail. First off, you can hear me good, see me good. Please let me know. I never know what to do for the thumbnail though, because I don't want to just put one thing and then everyone thinks the stream is just about that. What's with this wire? Like I don't want people to think, let's just talk about Walking Dead or Predator or The Thing or whatever. So I just was like, I'll just throw zombie up in the logo, whatever. But I'll pop out the chat in a minute. I did want to discuss some stuff that's on and popping with entertainment, primarily the horror genre. People are saying Rick is going to be filming now. Andrew Lincoln is filming. Someone messaged me in Discord about that. I don't know. Loud and clear. You can hear me good. Let me pop out this chat. I do want to, a couple things I think is fire going on right now. Just off the top of my head, the Thing Steelbook. One of you guys left me a comment and you hit it right on the head. I got a thing like, I don't know, it's loaded with special features. If the Steelbook doesn't have all the special features, I'm just getting a Steelbook and switching the discs. I'll be happy with that. I've always wanted like a Thing Steelbook. I got a row of my favorite movies in Steelbook, so the Thing is the only one missing. Well, I mean, I got a bunch missing, but the Thing is like one of my favorites that I'm missing. So, the Thing Steelbook, Walking Dead Season 11, I haven't shared my thoughts about it at all. So I pulled up some Walking Dead stuff. Maybe we'll look at that. There's, I don't know, something else. What did I put for the, let me pop this out. Let me pop out the chat. Yeah, there we are. Pop that chat out. That thing out. Oh, I did want to mention something. I know I was shooting for a June overload, but it got pushed back to this month. I already started the uploads on this channel and the Ronnie Hayes channel. Just to give you an example, if you pop over to Ronnie Hayes, I was keeping Ronnie Hayes more. Well, right now it's loaded on collectibles because we had a bunch of collectible stuff coming up. Like I did my Gremlins collection, the Predator statue, a real big one. Just showing off this wall decor. I did a custom, another Predator. I reviewed the Penguin from NECA. So there's a bunch of collectibles recently. And the Thing figure, TMNT, some more Predator stuff. But that was supposed to be collectibles and more. But I don't know. It's tricky because when you have discussions, but you overload it on collectibles for like a month straight, it's like, well, do I even upload some discussions over there? But Ronnie Hayes' channel has gotten a bunch of videos in the past month or so. And this channel, I was kind of testing out something. I've been hesitant to talk about what my plans are. But you guys know the one of the main plans is the Friday the 13th Part 3. No. That one's coming up this week. And then we'll get into 4 and Predator 2, and then Friday 5. But the Flaw and Awe is my main thing I've been working on behind the scenes. But I was thinking, one thing I was having a hard time figuring out is I also wanted to cover some new stuff. So let's say I'm doing a bunch of older movies and we're diving deep for reviews. I wanted to do some newer stuff. So then I thought, I wonder if you guys like the idea. And I didn't mention it because I wanted to test the waters. But recently I put out like the Fear Street reviews. It's a brand new horror trilogy. And I reviewed Part 1 last week, Part 2 this week. And I'll likely check out Part 3 because you can't leave it hanging, even though I'm not really interested in that one. But I'll check it out and see how they finish it. But I thought maybe that's a neat compromise is the word I'm looking for, where it still has like where you pick out the good and the bad, but it's raw and it has, clips, and we're doing it kind of like a stream, but like a podcast / stream. Check out those reviews recently if you're interested. And then that way we can juggle it. And then sometimes if I do one and it is really popular and there's a lot of interest, then maybe in our scheduled videos, we'll stop and maybe we'll take a look at that. Like, let's say, for example, Fear Street was like fucking amazing or so terrible that it was perfect to point out the flaws. Maybe we would just take a break between like Friday 6 and 7 and we'll do a Fear Street Part 1. And again, that's a total example. We're not doing Fear Street right now anytime Bro, you've been doing good work as of late. Good shit. I appreciate that. But I hope you guys like that idea as for stuff that's, because that way we can, like we covered Black Summer, which was a newer zombie thing. If I was only doing the Flaw and Oz, which is if I was only doing that, then we would have long bouts. Sometimes it'd be a few weeks, maybe a month, depending on when the long edits are done. And I wanted to get some other stuff in there, but I didn't want to just do all over the place content with Megapath Presents. You know what I'm saying? Because the main focus is to the good and the bad in entertainment, as well as some interviews and some other stuff that once in a while pop up on the channel. I like that idea. Like I said before, that way we can focus on some new stuff. Tomorrow War, we did that. Check that one out. But I like the longer ones because lately I've been checking out ideas like with Fear Street. I was actually baffled. It was part 1, 1994 was so praised the way it was. I actually understand 78, even though it had major flaws with the type of slasher that it was. I understood the love for it. It just had a nice, cool, you enjoyed it vibe, even if you weren't really that blown away by it. But 1994 caught me for a loop. I just didn't think it was that good. Anyhow, a lot of love for that one. But wait, I totally forgot my train of thought. I was going somewhere. I forgot. It doesn't matter. I was making a point there. Yeah. Oh, so I wanted to look up thoughts and opinions. And a lot of people had like non-spoiler reviews, which it's good if you want like an idea, but I hate them because I want to discuss the movie. What specifically did you like? What specifically did you not like? So I'd find a bunch of non-spoiler reviews, which I find to be like, and a lot of them are like 8 minutes exact, 9 minutes exact, because that's when you can monetize it with extra ads. And it's like they hit that number and they stop. They hit that number and they stop. And you don't get a lot. You just kind of get like, oh, I love the vibe. I love this, but I want to dive deep and I want to know, what's going on. Anyhow, let's get some of the chat in here. Let me move the chat over. Sup, Ronnie, loud and clear. Hey, Ronnie, how's Juliet? She's doing good. She's a little bored. We got a lot of work to do, and then we're going to go to the water park and whatnot. Right in the beginning of summer, we're doing something every other day just to keep her occupied, but I got a big, 2 weeks of work going crazy, so she's going to be bored for a bit, and then I'm going to take her to the water park. We're doing good. Could it be a ruse to throw people off that he's actually filming Walking Dead? Maybe Netflix it's going to show it on there and AMC. I'm not really sure how to interpret your comment because we already know what's going on with the Rick movies, but if it's a ruse, then it's not the Rick movies, so I don't know what you mean by that second part. As far as where it'll be distributed, they're not fucking around with that because there's no way to keep that a secret. It's public information. It'll be put out there. So anyone who's keeping an eye on it, you're going to know that info, and there's almost no way for them to hide it. Those deals are public and out there. So they're not going to we're hiding it that it's going to be on Netflix. When they make the deals, people who are watching that info, it'll be out. Anyway, as far as it's a ruse, he's filming for the Walking Dead show, that one has me a little mixed because once you do that, it's a game changer as far as what you do with the Rick movies and the future of the spin-offs, essentially. The characters and finishing their story out. If you give the main show a finale, yet you leave it open enough to continue with the Daryl stuff, to possibly do a spin-off with the main show itself with Commonwealth, Maggie, and yada, yada, yada. Rick and Michonne, I mean, there's still hope to milk that. For anyone who's a money man behind the scenes, there's still hope. Once you bring Rick back and start making these serious things, you're now restricting the what you're able to do and get done. So I don't know. Again, it's the end of it. So I would imagine they got to bring him back or at least have the actor on set to celebrate in some way. I don't believe they're going to finish season 11 and Andrew Lincoln won't be there to celebrate. I don't believe that at all. At the very least, behind the scenes. Rick movie filming. Yeah, someone said they were filming in Canada in my Discord. I don't know anything. I'm not paying attention to what they got going on, so I haven't even asked. I got a couple people I could probably ask, but I haven't even asked. Have you copped a 4K TV yet, though? No, I have not. I have, I think I got Predator on 4K and like 10 other movies, older, because I hear the older ones are amazing. You look it up. It's a long story between how they make modern special effects and whatnot. I'm dying to watch Predator in 4K, but I don't have one yet. However, if the Steelbook comes out, I'm planning on getting a 4K TV and player this year for Black Christmas, Black Friday or something. So I'm going to celebrate with those two movies first. Predator and The Thing, because The Thing is my number one favorite movie of all time, and Predator is my second favorite. Could Netflix Andrew Lincoln movie be a ruse? All right, I already read that. It was Sweet Sound of Ronnie Hayes. Well, I'm glad you're enjoying it. Ronnie, you've been posting a lot lately. Love it, bro. Thank you very much. Yeah, I'm trying to just get the algorithm jump started again now that I had a bunch of work. I don't want to bore you to death. I'll run through it real quick, but my car was old as shit, and one of the main reasons is I got a great deal on it years ago. It's old as hell, and I kept it old because Juliet was a baby, and babies are picking their nose and throwing food all over the place, so I just didn't want to get a newer car, not having to deal with that. Now that my daughter's old enough, my car's having problems, I'm fixing it, and I'm like, wait a minute. I think it was my mother who even asked me. She's like, why don't you look at getting a new car? What are you doing? You know what I'm saying? And I was like, yeah, Juliet is older now. That's the only reason I haven't even looked into it, because long story short, I'm in the 2000s now. I picked up a 2012, only 40,000 miles. It's a Hyundai Elantra. Is that how you say Hyundai, how you want to die? Previously, I had a 98, low miles, but I ran that bitch into the ground. I'm going to sell that this week or next week or something, my old car. But like I said, I was getting a lot of work done, so that way I can get the new car and everything. So, but now that that's situated, I had surgery 3 times on my leg. I got all that in the past. It's going to take a few more months for it to heal. I'm not going to bore you with some details. I crushed it while moving, and in being a dumbass like a man, I just wrapped it up and said, heal on your own, fucker. And it did some internal damage. Here we are. I got another few months. I got to go in and do some more stuff. But long story short, that ate up so much time. It's not even funny. Anyway, I'd rather see him in the final season or episode. I don't know, man. There's a part of me that's torn, but if it's just to have him come back and reunite, I don't want it. Miss me with that bullshit, man. Because look, Rick comes, and they hug. Michonne's gone, unless you bring her back too. But then what's the point of Rick movies? What's the point of Michonne? And I know the argument will be, well, we can see where he was, and I don't care as much. I care for the Rick movies to see Rick again, but also to see that build up to the reunion of some kind, because with time they can always make it explosive. They can always do some things, you know. When you said push things back in June, were you only referring to Ronnie Hayes' channel and everything DK planned? Sorry. No, pretty much everything. Everything just had to chill and then get pushed back some. That's Ronnie Hayes and Make a Path Presents the comic, just everything as a whole. But the June to July was the idea I had with newer content, raw podcast style, longer, because like I said before, it was driving me nuts. People with their quick reviews, they get in, they get out, they don't really dive deep on what they liked and didn't like. So I wanted to supply that. I didn't want to just I've said for a long time, I don't want to just review it. Like, I don't want to be, like every other reviewer, which it's fine. They can do what they want, but I wanted to dive deep a little bit longer. That might not be that popular. People like quicker videos and yada, yada, yada. But I like the longer ones, man. 20-minute, 30-minute. I like to pop it on, do some dishes, get some good insight and some thoughts and opinions. I didn't bring my fucking iced tea in the room, damn it. But yeah, everything got pushed back. But now that we're getting into it, we're working full force on. I actually did the promotional image images. I don't know if anyone cares, but I did some promo images I was testing out with the grass. I have another photo, like I'm going to take pictures with I'm hoping, a house that's fallen apart. I haven't gotten the clearance yet, but I thought that would be really cool. I was trying, but we had a lot of rain and whatnot, and the house is like got holes in it. But I thought that would be cool to have a post-apocalyptic. We're taking the volume off of Indiegogo in 2 weeks, so you will not be able to do Indiegogo anymore. If you're interested, Indiegogo is going to be up for another 2 weeks. But this coming week, we're moving Doomsday Kingdom, the remaining like 50 volumes or so. I think that's it. And then it is totally, it'll never be reprinted again with the blood splatter. And the collectibles, every time we print it after this, it'll only be the book and not the package. But there's 50 copies. We're going to put them on the website. We're also in the production of issue 6, which soon we're going to open up orders for issues 5, the physical, because we've never released it in physical form. Issue 5 physical with issue 6 physical. And you can yell at me. That was my choice. I held issue 5 back to sell it. So that way when we sell issue 6, you can buy 5, you can buy 6, you can buy 5 and 6 at the same time. You pay one shipping, and that way we're not doing one month, one the next month. I just wanted to make that choice. I heard a lot of people talking about with things opening back up with COVID, things are starting to get a little easier, but their wallets still took kind of a hit. So we did just kind of fall back a couple months just to let people, because things are opening up now. So people are getting more work in, or yada, yada, yada. So I thought a few months break would help out. We had some personal things going on, so it fit in that regard. But James is working on finishing 6 now, so we're really cracking at it, hoping to announce that soon and then get it out. I know we were dealing with I want to get my iced tea. Let me get the comments. Have you seen the CGI Netflix series Resident Evil? No, I haven't. I'm still in denial that it's a final season. Hey Ron, what do you think about Parker being casted as Sarah in the Last of Us show? Nico Parker casted as Sarah. Yeah. There was a part of me, and I don't want to talk about this because everyone's so sensitive. Not you guys. You guys, I think, got used to my shit over the years. But, like, I know, and again, it's weird and cringy to talk about, but let's talk about race for just a quiet second. Even though I'm definitely white, my family actually immigrated here, and relatively soon. We're not talking like my family's been here since fucking the Pilgrims. When you really think about it, my family came over from Italy on my father's side, and then Poland from my mother's side, and it was like my great grandparents. So it's been within the last 100 years or less, whatever that is. I think one came over in the 40s or something like that. So we're talking relatively recent. So we're like third generation. It's like your family hasn't been. The reason I say that is because there's a type of Americana that has been here long and yada, yada, yada. And Joel kind of felt like that family. And again, I can't relate like that because we're not like that. We were immigrants, essentially. And I mean recent immigrants. Everyone's an immigrant, but miss me with the technicalities. I'm talking about Joel kind of felt like that family. And with the casting of Sarah, it really dawned on me that, they totally just replaced that. And that's fine, but there's still just a presence about it, about Joel and the yada, yada, yada and his family and all. And it's kind of like, I don't know. It's kind of like, I don't know. There's a weird way to explain it, but it's like I don't even know the word I'm looking for, but it's like, just, cutting that little part out and being like, bang. I don't know. It doesn't have the same feel to it, But it is what it is. I'm not familiar with the actress. We saw it coming with the casting of Pedro Pascal. Like I said before, I believe the casting is a safe bet. I think there was definitely an actor out there that could have crushed it. That's a lesser known or not a well-known actor. And they just went with the safe bet. They also went with a safe bet that I personally don't think it'll work out at all, but you never know. But they went with the actress from Game of Thrones. Again, these are two actors they know at HBO from Game of Thrones, so it probably has a lot to do with it. I'd be shocked if it was just a coincidence, but we'll see how it goes. I am just looking forward to the clickers and the environment. We'll see. The Amazon Fire 4K TVs are pretty cheap with great picture. I got 50 for like $350 a while back. Yeah, I'll keep that in the back of my mind. The Thing is the best movie ever. Kurt Russell is the man. I love The Thing. Maybe the finale will be Rick comes back to episode that tells Judith the RJ stories of the movies and what he went through. Again, like, I don't give a fuck about any of that. And I'm only my opinion, just to let you know. You guys could love it and, then you're happy. But I don't want Rick to just come back to end it. I want it to mean something. I want the reunion to do something. I want it to have, to pack a punch. And if they got to wait and end the series, do the Rick movies, and then in like 5 years we get some sort of resolution on screen with them as a family, as a whole, as a settlement, then fuck it, I'll wait. Are you worried about the Real quick, I want to show you one thing though. If you go to Greg Nicotero's Instagram, you can actually watch the behind the scenes footage that they talked about years ago of Andrew Lincoln and Jeffrey Dean Morgan. I wonder if there's wrong one. Andrew Lincoln and Jeffrey Dean Morgan hitting him with I did it again, you dumbass. Hitting him with the bat. We heard about this before. They did, wait, are you kidding me? How do I keep doing this? Insider. Bleeding Cool. Oh, I'm skipping over the wrong one. Wait, what? So where the hell is the... Guys, you're seeing that on my screen, right? I'm clicking on this one. Yeah. Yeah, here it is. I don't know.
All right, here we go. Hold on. Are we rolling?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Are we ever?
All right.
Speed.
Yeah. And... action! Oh, it didn't go!
Dude,
Do it again.
Here, Rick. No, go. Get up.
All right, come on. Good.
Get up.
I'd love seeing that. Correct me if I'm wrong. I haven't seen that footage before, and we read an article about it years ago when we were covering The Walking Dead, and I thought, like, man, that'd be so cool to have his bonus feature stuff, right? Yeah, 15th time is definitely the charm. And they finally posted it up. That's the first time I saw it. They may have done it before and I just forget or something, but I love seeing those bonus features. I think that's the type of stuff that they're eventually going to put in the Origin. Guys, correct me if I'm wrong. I heard the Origin, it sounded like, DVD bonus features that they were going to turn into some kind of like TV show event, and I was not interested. Anyway. But yeah, I thought that was friggin' awesome. Again, go follow Greg Nicotero over on Instagram. He posts some great behind the scenes stuff. Got a Trail. A Quiet Place 2 is streaming tomorrow on Paramount. Yeah, me and Juliet are going to watch that one. Are you worried about the show having loose ends? Michonne never returning to Judith and RJ. Rick and Daryl never reunite. Yeah, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, I am worried about how they're going to tie it all up. Yo, just grab Doomsday Kingdom Volume 1 from Link and waiting for The Walking Dead to come back. Your comic will be one of the first comics I've read. Nice. I've heard that a lot. And listen, people were asking if they could send in some pictures, and if you have some, send them in for sure. I'll start throwing them up in either the discussion vids or anything that gets edited that I can put them in a vid. I'll throw them in. I've seen some, definitely some independent people do that where they get pictures. I know one guy does it where I think it started where someone was in another country and took a picture where you can see like a landmark, and it just, you know, every time he gets pictures, he posts them. So if you have pictures you want to send in, I'll throw a couple up. We have gotten some already. I'll throw a couple up when we do edited videos. I think that would be really cool. Are you worried about the show ends? Glad you're keeping the channel alive, Ronnie. You're good at this, so I'll always watch. Well, thank you very much. I knew it was going to be a rough road for the transition, and since we had a couple years where I didn't even know exactly what I wanted to do to begin with, like the Flaw in Our reviews, I think that took like 2 years before it was deeper into, and that led into, I forget what I called it. I had a really stupid name for it, but I loved it at the time. I don't remember what it was, but it was looking at what was good and bad. And I know it took me like a year, and it dawned on me, yo, I want to grade them and I want to rank them. I don't want to just say this is good, this is bad, okay, yada yada yada. Because I had a dumb gimmick with putting them on display in order of something like good to bad. But I'm sold now. I love having the physical shelf, having a written label. I want to come up with my own labels though, but I don't know. I got to find somewhere where I can print some type of cool looking, just a little dot where I can write a number on it. I don't know. Or print one out. That'd be better. That'd be cleaner. My handwriting is like I'm having a seizure. Have you done a review on A Quiet Place 2? I did not. I haven't even watched it yet. Thank you very much for your support with Doomsday Kingdom, by the way. Any and everyone who has. Would you rather have a DK show or movie? How long until something like that happens? Yeah, I friggin' wish. In reality speaking, even things that are in the limelight take several years. So we would have, if we got hella lucky, we'd still have 5 years yet to be putting shit out. As far as would I rather have a show or movie, in all honesty, I don't control any of it. Once let's say I get lucky and someone shows up tomorrow and they were like, yo, you know, we want to make millions off of your fucking bomb-ass, rat-ass idea, you know? The way it goes is I'd be lucky if they let me anywhere near it after the fact. You know, they would license it out, but it's theirs to do whatever they want. They could just use the name. They can use one character. They can turn the writer into biggest dumbass you've ever seen. Obviously, it's smart to bring the creative team on and be like, hey, how do you feel about this? How does this look? Because then you can use them to promote it out to the audience that's already a built-in fan base. But I wouldn't have, either a movie or show, I wouldn't have a say in the world. Again, unless you can build something big like The Last of Us, and then you have incentive, you have leverage to bargain with. I believe they do have a good amount of control over The Last of Us movie, so TV show. My thoughts on Black Widow. I didn't go to see it. I think that is pretty much my solid opinion. I'm not going to watch Black Widow. Yeah, I'm not going to watch that at all. I'm going to bite my tongue on that one. Yeah. And it's not like a boycott either. It's just, I don't have any interest. Trailer to me didn't look good. And it's already a done deal with the character, so I just don't care. Have you ever watched HBO Barry? Yeah, I've seen Barry. I don't even know if... I got to check it out. It's been at least a year since I watched anything with Barry. Maybe more than a year. I thought it was good. I think I only seen a season, though. Hope to make a Gambit movie. They want a Channing Tatum. I keep hearing about that. Italy represent my great-grandmother, Palermo, and great-grandfather, Sicily, came over. and we're treated like shit. Mom's Mexican and Cowtown Native American. I'm a total mutt. Yeah, I call myself a mutt too because we're blended like that as well. And yeah, when I grew up, I heard stories of when they came over from Italy, they were treated like dogs. Italy, Ireland, when you came over Ireland, they were treated like dogs. I remember, I forget if it was a relative or a history book, where they had these signs when they were coming off the boat. And it was fucked up. Like, if they had Twitter back then, oh man, shit would be on fire, you know? Yeah, they treated Italians like mutts. But, I mean, technically, I'm Sicilian. But it is what it is. I don't know why. I think it's just easier to say Italian. But I've only had this experience, though, a couple times. I say Sicilian, and people are like, what the fuck is that? And I'm like, it's Italian. You know, it's like right below Italy. So anyway, it is Katana. Is that how you say it? That's where my family's from. So, or at least on my father's side. My mother's side in Poland, they're from Warsaw. A lot of people probably recognize that from the Warsaw Ghetto, from the fucking shittiest times of the year or of our in our world. I get what you're saying. They completely changed the ethnicities of the main characters, which I don't mind, by the way. Yeah, I don't mind when it comes to, you know what? I do mind. I've said this before. If you make Michonne a white, bimbo that chews gum with hoops in her ears, white blonde bimbo. That's what I was supposed to say. That had a better ring to it. But I would be fucking furious. You ever come out with that? Because it just changes the character too much in a way that I just think is like, come on, man. Why? I mean, that's a part of her identity, I feel. So, and fuck it. I don't care if that makes me a bad person. I don't care. I want Michonne to always stay who she is, even down to the lawyer, her background. Keep it. That's her. Why go in there and start changing stuff? Oh, she was a mechanic. Oh, she's white. She's dead. No, I don't. Leave it the way it is. With Joel and them, I'm not against it. It's just I'll be curious to see how they put it together. Luckily, it doesn't play like a huge part, but it is something that I recognized, and I was like, oh, you know what? I mean, you get it from the early castings, but it took till it really kicked in, and I was like, yeah, it does kind of. It's like that. And again, the reason I bring up like my family being immigrants, it's not someone who's saying, oh, American only or because it's like a classic American. But we're all American, whether you're a new immigrant, old immigrant like us, really old immigrant like the fucking Pilgrims. It doesn't matter. You're still American, but you guys know what I'm saying when it's like that old aged Americana. That's what Joel felt like, aged Americana back in the day. Anyway, how many seasons of Stranger Things do you think they'll make? I hope they just end it. I know it sounds so negative, but the kids are growing up now. They're getting famous, and to be honest, most of it's probably going to their heads. They did good in Stranger Things, but pretty much anybody, and this is because of the creative team behind it, pretty much anybody would have blown up, because of the show was so amazing. And even if you follow some of the actors, they do good, but you can see that they're still... I don't know. I feel like there's some of the actors that are just one character all the time, and it's like, yeah, you're only popular because of Stranger Things, bro. Just take the fame away. You got a huge fan base, but fucking work on your craft, work on your range as an actor, because guess what's going to happen? It's going to fade, and you're not going to get hired because you only got one, you only got one range, and that's your only character. How about creating new characters instead of race swapping? I agree with that, and that's what we did. I was making I'll take full blame for this, but I was making a promotion thing where it was like, yo, fuck hand-me-downs. How about an original one or original beast? I was going to show it at like a little trailer, making little promo clips I can put in videos, edit them in videos. And it was going to be Shy Rider. I thought that would have been badass. Like, fuck hand-me-downs, bro. Here's a brand new character, all fresh, all new. Check this guy out. We can look at some of this Walking Dead stuff. Let me just burn through some of these. Who would you cast for the Last of Us show? I don't have any people off the top of my head. I'm not really interested in casting, but like I said before, someone who's new. For Ellie especially, it's not an actress right now that I know is out there, an up-and-comer, and that's really important for Ellie and Joel. And a lot of it has to do with the love and attachment they have for the video game characters themselves. Elias Potter with a $3 dono. Joel had old Western gunslinger smuggler vibe. Yeah, he really did. He really did. I understand it's 2021, but trying to be diverse and exclusive. To what? How about create new characters and race women and such ones? Yeah, I mean, oh wow, I'm backed up, way up. Let me go down here to nuance. Yeah, there's again, it's a tricky thing when it's a positive, yet there's negatives out of a positive. It makes it tricky to discuss because some people just won't hear it. Some people will be irrational, yada, yada, yada. But diversity is a word most people, I would imagine, cringe when they hear because it's been warped in so many ways. But diversity is a good thing, not just with representation, but variety itself. Like I said before, make a movie with all white people, all black people, all Asian people. I mean, it's boring. Let's be honest. When you have a mix of the cast members, that variety is now automatically just more interesting. And we're just talking on a superficial level. And so, again, it's a positive because of representation, and it's a positive because variety is more interesting. Unless it's a period piece and you're stuck with one thing and you have to go with it, that now nullifies what I said before because, again, the period piece trumps the visual, that superficial enjoyment you get from the visual. However, it's been warped because you're finding some people that they'll have like the thing you need to do, like, bro, you need to hire that guy for the role. He's perfect to write this movie. You got to fucking hire him. And the person in Hollywood's like, yeah, but diversity, we're going to hire this woman who's never made a movie before ever. And it happens. I mean, we've seen some of the credits recently, and some of these people are getting roles, and they haven't even done shit before. There's a balance. I think there's a fine balance between diversity and inclusion and getting it right, someone said, I watched Quentin Tarantino. I didn't realize Greg Nicotero worked on multiple. Yeah, he worked on a few of his films. Look how worn her knife is. Have you heard they're making new Jeepers Creepers movie? It's called Jeepers Creepers Reborn. I haven't heard that. I have put Jeepers Creepers on a possible list to make for Flaw and All review, and I'll explain why, because I know Dead Meat chose not to do Jeepers Creepers, but I am going to likely, I haven't made up my mind, but I might likely cover it, and I'll explain why. Dead Meat didn't do it because the director and writer is a fucking pedophile, like straight up convicted, so he's a piece of shit. So Dead Meat's, and I respect his opinion, so his opinion is he doesn't want to give him any props. My thought process behind it is it's an opportunity to show fans and new fans and viewers that he's a piece of shit. So it's going to be at least a heads up when it starts, keeping that news out there that homeboy is a piece of shit. But also, it's not just him. There's people that lose out when you start cutting, when you take one bad apple out of 1,000 people that worked on a movie, all those thousands of people now lose, and they do lose because I think there was a job for a new movie, a new Jeepers Creepers, years ago, and it fell through because people wrote in and they were complaining about giving this guy work. Well, the camera guy now, the sound guy now, this guy now, all these others, are going to lose out. even when it comes to the old Jeepers Creepers, when you start cutting it off, sure, the filthy bastard gets his, but he's also sentenced and has to do his time. I think he finished his time a while back, but or he may have even gotten away. All I know is this isn't like maybe, someone sued him for money. If I remember correctly, it's on video, or at least the cops have video. So the dude's a piece of shit. I'll wrap it up, but I just want to point out that I'm leaning towards that. It's a way to say and put the guy's name out there and be like, he's a piece of shit. But it also gives support to the people who did the special effects on the creature. And the sound guys and the editor and anyone else who isn't a piece of shit. Now I have to look up the editor because I don't know. Maybe that guy edited it. I don't know. How close are you gotten to having a letterer, inker, or other positions so the comic can be produced at a faster rate? A letterer or an inker would help. We are in serious discussion of getting to that stage or when to do it. Letters don't do shit. I know it is something that you want to get right, and it does take some time, but to letter a comic is probably the absolute easiest, unless you're coming up with creating new special effects, and that's a bit more time consuming. When it comes to the art itself, the flatter is probably more time consuming, flatting it, doing the flats. That's probably 3 times more time consuming than doing the letters. So a flatter is probably the must. It's also one of the cheaper jobs. You don't get paid a lot for doing flats, but doing flats and possibly doing the ink. So it is something we're very serious on, but we're too small right now to hire someone. So we're trying to get to the point where we can do that. But that is probably going to happen. Do you like any of the MCU shows or movies? If so, what do you think about the Loki show? I have not watched the Loki show. I'm not a big fan of Loki. I have seen the movies, and I'm pretty much done after Endgame. I'm pretty much done. I liked a few of them. I'm not big on them. I feel like there's not a lot of weight to them. I like stuff where it feels like, like it packs a punch. Endgame packed a punch because there was possibly some final moments in it, but for the most part, it's too light for my tastes. Have you heard of Blumhouse is rebooting Christine? Brian Fuller, the guy who made the TV show Hannibal, is directing it. I have not heard that yet. Game Hopes. I agree with you on everything. It's weird. Fist bump. Thank you very much for the dono. Phantom Knight 101 with a $5 dono. Who would be best to play McCready in the sequel to The Thing, or could they de-age Kurt Russell? I don't want them to make a sequel. I know they're making something that is in that world, and it's based off of some of the side stories, and you have to look it up. It's actually really interesting. I don't want them to touch The Thing at all. When it comes to the original, leave it. If they ever want to reboot it, then I can't stop them, but I don't have anyone that can play McCready right now that I want to play McCready, because it's going to be the flavor of the month, and that's it. Like, no offense to Joel Edgerton, for example, was hot for like a good chunk there, and he's got good charm and good charisma, sure, but I felt like it was his casting in The Thing prequel. Something was off there. I think it was how they wrote the character, what they did with the character, or how they decided to do it. But again, he was the flavor. He's definitely a good actor. He's a good actor. I don't want to make it seem like he's not. But he was definitely the flavor of the month there, where it was at a moment where he was hot for The Warrior and some other shit, and they popped him in there, of course. But I think there was a better way to do that character. That whole thing was twisted anyway, so... what's your interpretation of The Sopranos ending? Was Tony whacked? My interpretation is it was weak as fuck ending. It was a creative team that got a movie deal, and they didn't want to end it, and they didn't end it. So they came up with this bullshit. Did he get whacked? Did she get whacked? Did the napkin holder get whacked? Who gives a fuck? All I know is they didn't show us an ending. They were like, here's an ending, maybe. Oh, goodbye. Come back for the movie. A lot of people don't realize this because the movie got canceled. That's why you got that ending. It's not fucking this greatest thing in the world. Sorry, I'll fight everyone on it. It's not like, it's not risky. It's not creative. They didn't end it because they were going to do a movie. The movie fell through, and we got fucked for an ending. Now we're getting a prequel. Hopefully it's good. Have you watched the Creed yet? The movie's based on the Rocky universe. If so, what are your thoughts? Yeah, I watched the first Creed, and I love the Rocky movies like a motherfucker. So I don't think they hold up as much as my love for the Sylvester Stallone has a certain amount of charisma, and I think the actor does a really good job. I think there's some things that they do that's really good, but it just doesn't have the same pull. However, every like 5 years I binge Rocky, I'll likely just binge Creed with it now. Hey man, haven't been here in a while. Did you watch Invincible? How'd you like it? I did not watch it. I've read the comics, so I pretty much got an idea, and it's on my list eventually. I'm not a big fan of animated, so I have to be in the mood. That's why I haven't watched Resident Evil. Even the 3D animated stuff, I'm just not a fan. It has to be something that I'm like insane about. I'm not interested in that type of entertainment, but I will eventually check it out. I just got here as Rick filming. The movie's confirmed. I don't know if it's confirmed. I'm asking. People are saying they're filming in Canada. I don't know. First time I watched Jeepers Creepers, I was really scared by the church scene with the body dumping. The beginning 20 minutes of Jeepers Creepers is actually really good. Victor Salva, the guy that directed Jeepers Creepers, was only sentenced to 3 years in prison and was out in 15 months. Yeah, apparently he did some messed up shit to a child actor, and that's fucked to only get 3 years. Bro, I got caught with 1.3 grams of really good weed, right? And it was within my apartment was in a school zone within 1,000 feet of a school. And they tried putting me upstate for 4 to 8 years, 4 to 8 years for a joint. My case went to the Superior Court in Pennsylvania. I had to fight the fuck out of it. I did a year, and they tried to lock me down for 4 to 8. I did 6 months of the house arrest. 6 months, bro. And you get predators that's out in 15 months. Oh, fuck you, bro. You actually hurt. You damaged a mind. Took advantage of a child. You damaged a mind, and you're in and out, slap on the wrist. 3 years is a slap on the wrist. Fuck out of here. And I had to fight 2 different district attorneys. I had to go to court and send it to court. Luckily, with appeals, you don't even go. But for years, for like 4 years, I was waiting for a letter to come in the mail. You lost, pack your bags. And it is a fucked experience to live through. Let me tell you right now. Just to real quick, to for anyone who's not familiar, you do the court thing, and then you get your sentence. They don't like your sentence, and they tried to pull okey doke. They tried to get me to take a plea deal, but I overheard the one lawyer straight up say, oh, yeah, once he takes the plea deal, we can hit him with the mandatory minimum. It's mandatory. You can't fight it. Here he takes the plea and he's down. And the public defender was really like pissed. He wanted me to take it and I refused. So long story short, I get a new attorney. We do play some magic, and then I get hit with the 2-year sentence. I forget what it was, because you don't have to do all of your time. And they come back and they said, nah, we want 4 to 8 years now. And this isn't, you don't go back to court. They're appealing it, which means now you have to wait for a higher court to say, yeah, sure, he has to go back in for 4 to 8. Or to come back and go in your favor. And I was 98% sure they were going to go against me. I was like, yo, I'm fucked, bro. I'm fucked. It turns out one day we'll read the court if anyone's even interested. I still have the paperwork somewhere, but it's in the Superior Court in Pennsylvania. We'll pull it and read it. But the DA fucked up somewhere. It took them like 4 years and they lost. I forget where it was, but in the early filings, they fucked something up. So the Superior Court was like, listen, stop this bullshit, because they kicked it to Superior Court like 4 times. And it was 2 different DAs. I know I pissed off the first one, but I don't understand how the fuck I pissed off the second bitch. I don't know where she came from. Anyway, I just got here's Rick the movie, Victor Salva. But yeah, long story short, you get like no time for something like that, and for a little bit of weed, it's like, bro, you're fucked. Put your head on the what is that? Guillotine. Just stay away from Clementine Lederer. I'm gonna hire her. Which movie do you think was better than better, The Strangers or The Strangers Pray at Night? I really don't know, bro. I really don't know. Feel Prey at Night is extremely underrated. I haven't even thought about those movies in years. I'm not sure. Kind of hopeful for the What If animated Marvel show. Not a fan of Marvel or Loki, but dig. Should I put a better picture on the screen? Let me put Predator up, bro. This is that. I did a video on Ronnie Hayes. Check this out. $3,000 statue, $500 to $1,000 shipping, 3 feet tall. If you're a Predator fan, good luck. God bless. Try your best. Get this fucker. It comes out in like a year or two, but oh my God. Anyway, I put it up on my screen for motivation. Who would you cast as Wolverine in MC? I don't have an actor. Like I said, casting is probably like the worst question to ask me because I don't log people. It has to be like a special case where I'm like, oh, I know this actor would fit this role. I just don't log people. I don't know. I don't know. My brain just won't do it. If I was hired to cast, I would be like a detective, because it'd be really important. But to just, burn that much energy on figuring out who to cast when it's just, I don't know. I have no say in the matter. My brain won't let me do it. Thoughts on Stallone not being in Crete 3? It depends on how they're doing it. I think it's kind of dumb, but it depends. It could work. Check out the show Vikings. It's a really good show. Yeah, I know about Vikings. Man, have you watched Invincible? It's literally insane. It's not really my style. You have to watch, but I was hooked. I'm going to check it out. Like I said, I read the comics, so I got a real good idea, especially story beats. I know some of those whoa moments. I already know it, but I will check it out, though. People ask for drugs. Nobody ever asks to be raped. Pedophiles should be the ones getting 30 years in prison, not drug dealers. Shaking my head. Yeah, they really need to overhaul. There's a few good documentaries you can watch. If you look up the war on drugs, the war on this, the war on terror, the war on this, there's a lot of fucked up political shit you'll see in it. I know people are quick to just do really emotional things when it comes to that, but in reality, there's a lot of practical reasons for this, and this, where people would just get overly scared. So then they're like, all right, let's throw the book at them. And it's like, well, that's not fixing the problem, though. That's not doing this. That's not doing that. Anyway, Andrew Lincoln's family said that he's filming a horror movie for Netflix. I don't know anything past that. I don't know if that's true or not. Oh, I don't know anything about it. Wow, I didn't know you did jail time, bro. I'm sorry you had to go through that. It's fine. It's so long ago, I don't even remember it. Actually, I do. I turned 23 in jail. That fucking sucked. Believe me. Wait. Yeah, I think I was either 23 and turned 24 in jail, or I turned 23 in jail. I forget. I'll look it up, though. Believe me, man, I had similar experience in the UK over here. First time, let off. Oh, and that was my first time, by the way, with a felony arrest for whatever. Fine penalty. Second time, they just say I wasn't on the bright side of a copper. Where I live, drugs are minimal sentencing. However, so is murder. Killers get 7 years here sometimes. Fuck that, man. I just got done watching Strangers. It's honestly does not hold up in my opinion. Man, the police here in the UK are a mixed bag. Some care, some don't with weed. Yeah, I mean, it really depends. You know how you know things are bullshit? Like, I haven't gotten into the argument yet, but like I know I'm gonna piss half of you off. I know it, but like the masks, the psycho mask people, and then the anti-mask people. I think you're both idiots. I think you both overreact. The only reason I say that is because it's the same thing with weed. Here, real quick, you have a cop. He's investigating a homicide, and he's like, bro, I don't care if there's pictures of weed on your phone. I'm solving this crime. I don't give a fuck. Then why the fuck is weed such a big deal at all? It should be a slap on the wrist, a little fine, get him out the fucking door. Because if there was child porn on his phone, you'd fucking care. You would do something about it. But if you can say, there's weed on your phone? Oh, you have weed in your house? I don't care. I just want to find the murder weapon. If there's no murder weapon, I'm done. I won't even charge you for the weed. You see that and you hear about that all the time. Cops are like, when it comes to a serious crime. But like I said, if they went in and there's human trafficking, the cop isn't going to go, oh, I'm here to solve a murder. No, he's going to do something because that's a big deal. If there's a little bit of weed there, it's not a big deal at all. And I think that's a really like eye-opening way to look at how we should start doing, like really decriminalizing it. And do fines even for the community. It goes back into the community, not the police department, but the community itself. Anyway, the other issue is with I watch YouTube videos on autoplay, and some of the Karen freakouts started playing, and when you watch one, they make you watch all of them. Well, I guess one of the Karen freakouts was like anti-mask people versus like people who are overly psycho about masks. And my whole deal, and the reason I say like you're both idiots, not you guys out there, but the people in these videos, because you have silly arguments. But for example, you have one person that says that they want to keep people safe, so they won't serve someone without a mask. In my opinion, if I want to keep people safe, I'll serve them and get them the fuck out of there. Why? Because what happens is 10 minutes of screaming and bitching of, why won't you serve me? It's against my rights, and all this other fucking nonsense, when in fact they're there longer. They're probably exposing more people. Now they're loud and yelling, and it's like, if you really mean that, just serve the fucker, get him out the door, and figure some workarounds. Same thing like with the cop and what he's looking for. That's a clear indication that we have a problem when you got people, especially in schools. If you're in college and you get popped with weed, you're in a school zone, bro. You're done. When I was dealing with my mandatory minimum, I think it was like Mothers Against Mandatory Minimums. It was an organization or whatever. And there was horror stories with kids that were good kids, great kids, and they wanted to get a little bit of weed for a party. And we're talking like, these are on record, never in trouble, never this, never that. And they get popped, and they're doing 2 years because it's a 2 to 4 minimum. And they get 2 years done, just like that. They get out of school, all this, and that's why mandatory minimums for that school zone is bullshit. If you're a hustler in the hood and you go by a daycare, fucking pound them out all day. But if you're in school and you just want to get a little bit of weed for a party, get the fuck out of here with that mandatory minimum bullshit. Hit them with a fine and send them back to school, you fucking idiots. Hi on Indiegogo. It says estimated delivery of Volume 1 is December 2020. Just wondering if that's an error on my side. Well, no, that was what you're looking at is the original release. I know we changed it because it was saying when we first released the book, that doesn't matter anymore. That was the original. When we made the post, that was the original estimated release date. It no longer matters. I think that was like we changed it, but I could go back on there and change it to like this month, but you'd have to do that every month, and it's nothing. I wish they would take that out of there. Wait, hold on. How are you now, if you don't mind me asking? I do. What if I do? Wait. Hold. Are you now, if you don't mind me asking? Am I on weed now? No, I haven't smoked in a while. I don't know what you're asking. Will you get Chucky diorama from Icon Design Studios? I don't think I've seen that one. Scott Eastwood is barely utilized. Icon Design. Chucky. Oh, you know what? I'm just going to take this. Where was that? And then we'll burn through some of these. Bam. Icon Design Studio. Chucky. Oh, fuck. Chucky. Images. Oh, shit. He looks pretty cool. I'll show you guys. He's popping out a box or something. Okay. At first, when it was blurry, I wasn't sure about that face. That's pretty cool. I don't know if I'm gonna grab it though. How much is it? $92. PVC. I don't know. I don't know. That looks really cool. I'm just unsure because when it comes to Chucky and Gremlins, I think one of my main goals is to get a life-size 1-to-1 puppet type. I've seen them because they're small enough to do a 1-to-1 and it doesn't take up too much space. If I go that route, I may just like hold off on other Chucky things because that way I can have like, you know, the in my opinion, like that one cool piece for my collection. Alicia Denham Carey is only reason to watch Fear because she's hot. World Beyond screwed because they got no good looking characters. Well, that's definitely, that's why I hate, fuck, I'm going to put my foot in my mouth, but that's why I roll my eyes with the recent thing going on with Scarlett Johansson talking about not wanting to be sexualized as whatchamacallit, Black Widow. The truth is, she's where she is because men want to plow her. I mean, let's be real. And a big part of that is men want to bone her. So it creates this inflated popularity based on your looks, people, and it's not just like, oh man, there's people that just enjoy pretty, and that's men and women. They enjoy, like when you look at Superman and you see the jacked, like I don't want to look at Superman and see, some guy who's got a big old pot belly and hair all down his back. No, I want a Superman statue here that looks ripped, some sweat, mean mug. He's got to look handsome. He's got to, he's got to look cool, visually appealing. And that goes for people who, even straight people, you want something, again, it's got a visual appeal to it. There's a lot of people that'll watch Fear because they got the hots for Alicia Denham Carey. I don't think it's enough to mess with ratings, though, but I do think that's a realistic chunk of your audience base, and you're never going to shame them out of that. You're never, because people are going to get little crushes. Oh, I like that character, I like that actor, and you start liking their personality and the things, and you like them, blah, blah, blah. But again, it's a sexual appeal. You're not going to get away from that. It's just a part of life. I mean, you can toss her in a fucking potato sack. You're still going to people that got hots for. Weed should be legal. It probably should. Exactly. They should do something with the funds to put it in the community. That's right. Serve them. They get the fuck out of here. And yes, I really did censor myself. Did you see any crazy things in jail? Yeah, I saw someone get half his face broken. I saw a guy get stabbed in the head. And that's one of my real life experiences where I know for a fact when I'm watching a zombie movie, it's not like that. This motherfucker stabbed him in the head and he had to grit and pull that knife out. I guess it wasn't really a knife, but it was a shank. I don't know what he made it out of, but maybe because it was like, no. I've seen a real knife and, it goes in and I'm assuming it's the bone pinches against the skull. Same thing when you're chopping down a tree. Throw the axe into a tree. It's not just going in clean and out clean. And I know there's a big difference between a tree and a human body, but the principle's the same. I'm sure every strike isn't probably like that, but in zombie shows it is. It's all butter skulls, and that's just not real. But the guy getting his face broke, I think that was fucked up. He just got plowed. I mean, he just got sucker punched. And he turned around at first. I think it was like my second day in county, and I was playing chess, and this guy was standing in the tiers. There's no windows outside, and it's just a little area with hot water, a few metal tables, and you can play chess or whatever. And the guy was standing by a mesh metal window. Someone just bopped him, and his head hits off the metal mesh, and it was like, boom. And he turned over, and I swear to God, man, it was like his face was just weird, like deformed weird. He actually fractured his eye socket, but like fucking wrecked it. And I'm talking one punch. He blasted him. But it was like a severe, this whole shit. What is it called? Optical bone, eye socket, whatever it is, but obliterated that shit. There was, I think that the only thing that sticks with me the most is we were locked down for bed. And in the county, they have these little windows like this big and this out the door. It's not like the prison in the movies where you got, or other places, because they still have them where it's the bars. And this is a solid metal door with a little window that you, no glass or nothing, just straight an open area. And we were locked down for bed, and we heard some sort of ruckus, and the whole tier gets quiet. And it's in like a U shaped, and it was off to the side. Me and my celly were trying to look out to see what was, actually at this time I think I didn't have a celly, but I'm looking out to see what was going on. And you just heard like this guy screaming for help in the most pitiful, pathetic way. It was kind of like one of the only moments, I think, where I actually got the chills. It just sounded crazy. And it was just flesh packing. I know people are going to make jokes, but it wasn't that. Like, dude was getting beat. But the sound of the flesh just packing and the echo in that everyone was quiet on the tier, and then they got rowdy and started yelling. But yeah, that they both came out, both Sellies came out like just covered in blood. It must have been a fucking hell of a fight, but the one dude got his ass fucking wrecked, probably twice, probably 2 different ways. Favorite episode of Breaking Bad? I don't know how to. I don't know how to pick a favorite. There's like so many. I just, yeah, at this point in time, I don't have a favorite. I think anything I pick, there's 10 episodes I love just as much. I love Breaking Bad in general as a whole. What's up with these corny, super flashy 3D trailers for season 11? I'm glad I don't have epilepsy, Jesus. You know what's funny? I was going to show off some of those, but no one is talking about The Walking Dead, so I just figured whatever. I was trying to look up trailers, and the only thing showing up is this shit, and I hate it. Now, these are promo trailers. We've gotten stuff like this before, like They're in the Woods, and Rick had the beard. Remember they did the fake beard for Rick? I made a video, and I think I got a couple people were mad about it, but sure enough, they confirmed it was a fake beard. I just thought it was funny because it looked fake. Anyway, so I thought this looked like Last of Us, the video game. I fucking loved it. It's some subway, and then you see these. I just fucking hate this type of promo. Just a bunch of flashy images and photography. They're in a subway, and you get the worst is the character stuff like. Okay, Commonwealth, they're surrounded there, but this, no, not even this. That's an actual scene. Commonwealth people, we see these signs. I'm a little worried about that, but it's either going to come out kind of cringy. America doesn't tolerate racism, is that what they said? Or it can work well. I don't like the look of the Reapers because we just had the mask wearing people in fear. I don't like it, but you know, it could be cool. So here they are. Is that guy is his weapon made out of cardboard? What the fuck is going on? But yeah, we just had these mask wearing people in fear. I just don't. But the beginning here, like this shit's corny like a motherfucker. And they do that all throughout. Here's another one. They do the characters and it's not for me. It's not for me. They did that with World Beyond a lot, and I hated it. But yeah, you got Commonwealth bringing them in, Mercer and some guy we don't know, or I don't know. Yeah. You got the wall. Now, here's the thing. A lot of people are saying it's going to be Yumiko. I think Yumiko fits perfectly for the Michonne storyline. They also show the bakery, so it's definitely going to happen. One of the characters is going to have a picture on this wall just like this. I still stand by Ezekiel fits too perfect because it's Ezekiel's, fucking niece. And because he has that cancer, it's the niece has a bakery. She uses the bakery as, her, whatever they use for money in the bakery. She uses that as collateral to get the surgery done. It just fits too perfect. And then the surgery is a success, but they're indebted in some way. And there's a little small friction that comes out of that, but it ties into how the Commonwealth is run with the poor on the bottom and the rich on top. And I think it's a good angle there because you got debt, you got, you can even pull from real life where you have, hospital bills, emergency bills that can cripple you financially. And it's interesting to see, well, what do they do in that case? Do you have to work it off, hard labor? I mean, I don't know. It has potential. It's only one more season, though, so I don't know how much they want to do with it, but it has potential. Anyhow, it could be Yumiko, because she's going to be the lawyer, I think, because they already showed a law, something like a gavel. So Yumiko could be the lawyer, and she could be the one who has family there. That could work, too. That's fine. But yeah, all this stuff is cringe. I don't like it. There's another one. Yeah, well, that's all. You can save all of that. I think that's why I'm not getting hyped yet, because a lot of the promos is this stuff. That was the gavel. I'm not interested in the still pictures and the way they're doing the promos. It doesn't do anything for me. Here's a picture of Alexandria. It looks like Alexandria Fallen, though. And I think that's a good way to go. Alexandria falls, say goodbye to that community, move to the Commonwealth, and then even when you end the main show, you still have potential with the Commonwealth storyline being there. You don't have to see it on screen, but you know it's there, and you can do anything you want story-wise. Are you into any conspiracy theories? I enjoy hearing them. I'm currently not into any new ones, though. I know for creative ideas, I enjoy them because there's a couple that I tweaked and played around with that are used in Doomsday Kingdom in a way. We're talking small ones, but still in a way that I really love. And a certain conspiracy theory angle was always been in the early traits. And again, it plays into an aspect, but it doesn't overload the storyline. It just plays in one part. But I find some of the creative ones are fun to hear about. Some of them get really wild and stupid. I'm not into those. How old are you now? I messed up that message. I am 49,000. 38, I think. I was born in 83, so do the math. Are you into conspiracy? That's why I am loving this Delta 8 weed. Gummies, vapes. It's legal, actually. Gets you high. Takes a bit more, but it gets you stoned. Fucking scientists doing the Lord's work. Yeah, right? Those damn scientists, bro. She don't want to be sexualized. Didn't she show her tits in some movies? Maybe. A lot of them have. I don't know. I'm not really sure. I think it's a trendy thing to do now. Some people vibe with it. Some people, can use it. It gives you a leg up. I mean, it really does. So you might as well use it for your, use it to your advantage. But I would say don't abuse it because I'll be real. This is just life. I'm out of shape. I haven't worked out since I've been a single parent for 11 years. I worked out the first 2 years of Juliet's life. First 2-3 years I still worked out, but it's been 7 years, let's say. I'm out of shape like a motherfucker. If I walked out and, no matter where I go, the pool of women that are attracted to me now is greatly reduced than if I would have just stayed in shape. That's fucking life, bro. Same thing when, with guys in certain aspects, there's certain situations where it's you got to have that sex appeal or else get the fuck out of here, bro. So you got to learn when it's appropriate and when it works and when it's innocent and harmless. Something crawling on my neck. Oh, is that a piece of hair? Something's tickling my neck. It freaked me out. Yeah, let's be real. 90% of all season 4 to 6 of The Walking Dead wanted Maggie to sit on your face. Yeah, I would have to say that. She had real popular. I think Maggie's cool. The actress that plays Maggie, though, she's cool with it, man. She does the sexy photo shoots all the time. So I don't think she has a problem with it at all. That would be really weird if she turned around. And again, just because certain people have a problem with it doesn't mean that's the law for everybody now. There's some women that are nope, I love my body and I want to show it off as much as possible. That's them. I would never shame them for that. Have at it. Well, clearly I'm not going to shame them for that. But same thing with violence in movies and other things in movies. Just because certain people want to do less gun violence in movies and less violent video games, that doesn't mean everyone has to. I think that's a big problem we're hitting in this world where some people come out and they go, I want to trim the violence in my video games and we don't want to do that anymore and we're going to do this and do that. And it's that's fine for you as long as you don't go and everyone else needs to do it too, because I'll tell you why they do that. They're not confident that they're going to be able to sell. Now, what's a good way to do something like that, but also be confident it'll still make money? To make your competition do the same stupid fucking restrictions you're doing. I think there's a clever way to make a game without violence. Abso-friggin-lutely. We've seen games with, cartoony violence and harmless violence, but there's some people like Last of Us 2, Days Gone, Resident Evil, but it's zombie stuff. But Last of Us 2 is extremely violent, and it's fucking awesome. You know, when you want that violent game, when you want a slasher movie, a gory horror movie, who the fuck wants to hear someone who doesn't like violence and gory movies tell you can't have your gory movies? Just like stay on your side of the yard and fuck off with that bullshit. Oh yeah, if we're going to start telling each other what we can and can't have, then I'm going to tell you can't go to church. I'm going to tell you that you're not allowed to hug your kid at night. Matter of fact, I'm going to tell you can't be around your kid for a month, you fucking asshole. Because if we get to the point where we start telling each other what to do, we're just a bunch of idiots, you know? It's fucking stupid. It'll never work because eventually the restrictions will get so much that the forbidden stuff will be on fire. Next thing you know, someone makes a violent video game when the whole world banned it, and that video game's going to blow up. Someone's going to go, oh, you know what? Fuck this, man. They're going to jump in the ring, and we're going to be right back where we started from. Just leave other people the fuck alone and, you know, play Pac-Man and shut up. Fucking ambulance ride are expensive. Yeah, I heard ambulance rides are expensive as shit. I got sick one time and fell down taking out the trash. This was when I was like 20, I think. And the ambulance came, I passed out. And I was like, nah, because I was drinking and I didn't want them to think like, you're just drinking. So I waited. I went to the hospital the next day. And there was a problem with the potassium in my heart or some shit like that. It was like gone. Some weird fluke thing where I had low potassium in my heart. I remember that specifically, but maybe there was something else. They just needed to get me some vitamins and, you know, meds or whatever it was, hook me up with an IV, and I was good to go. But yeah, I did decline that ambulance ride because someone told me they are expensive as fuck. I was on a call with a first responder at camp for 2 years and saw some fucked up stuff. Oh, I bet. I bet, brother. You said there's 100% of no bullshit ending to DK. How long until the last issue? 10 plus years? Well, here's the thing is, I'm really, if I could be honest, I'm really trying to gauge a timeline out of a big chunk of the comic that is still outlined and it is still flexible. Like if there's a really grand plan, just to give you an idea, there's a real grand plan to where you will, if I use Rick and them as an example, you'll follow Rick and the community story for a good, let's say 100 issues. And then the story will transition to an event. And from that event, you'll be introduced to a whole new character and a whole new community. And that character will find out and hear about the same character of Rick in the community that you've known for the longest. And there's going to be a situation where they're going to want to meet up with them, right? So in this, if we go with that grand scheme, and I'm trying to stay real general because there's a level of, we are introduced to this new person who finds out about the characters that you've been following, and it's like a legend way, like a story, you know, like they're a legend, they're a myth type thing, but it's, oh no, it's real, yada, yada, yada. Imagine it in that way. That's the only spoiler-free way I can say it. And then we follow them on in, and we get like a really big moment, a really big reveal, and it throws the whole thing, you know, the timeline and everything that's been going on. It throws it all out of whack, and then we reconnect to the course and the storyline. If we did it how it's all planned out, realistically, it would probably take 7 years about in our timeline. And again, that's the best I could, trying to say 1 issue a month, this many pages, because there's a good 50 issues plus that are outlined based on knowing this happens in this issue. But I don't have like every single page in that issue done. I got, you know what I'm saying? It might be 5 years, but it might end up being the 10 years and not the 7. I don't know what to say because I don't have it down exact. But there's a definitive ending, though. What's funny is we've got enough material out now. There's something that I love doing, which is teasing stuff that's not coming for a long time, because I want to be able to say, see, I told you. It was all written, you know, and that way if you hate it later on, you can't say, oh, you know, it got popular and you changed things. It's like, no, there's actually a hint to the ending that's in the material already, in some type of the material we put out. There's 120 some pages of yada, yada, yada. There's a hint. And when we get to the end, you'll see it. But saw a few different channels zoom in on orange note that says, if you see my sister Miko, contact on the wall of the lost. So I'm leaning towards Yumiko. Oh, all right. Well, that's weird they put that in there. Life advice. Hell yeah. Did you ever have abs? Yes. Actually, when I was like 18, 19. It was easy, though, because I was always skinny, you know, growing up. At six-pack, I would never wear a shirt, even at weddings and church. Yeah. Have you ever thought of raising money on Kickstarter or Indiegogo to get money to write and direct a film? Yeah, I was putting in serious thought. I know I was, I talk to people in the community, and it's something that I'm really serious about doing. I have a few different potential scripts to utilize. I know there's the reboot I was going to write for the new Friday the 13th, or the pitch, you know, that was just for fun. It wasn't on a serious level, but it's a full script. I know I can polish it and create an original story out of that with an original killer. And I've already been designing what the killer would look like. There's the, he wore her face. That's the code name. And no, it's not how it sounds. It's it's like a play on words. It's like a trick, you know. It's not like Leatherface or anything like that. He's not wearing her skin. And that one I really love. I think that one has some serious potential, especially the look of the killer, and it's unique. I know it sounds like, you know, Leatherface, but that's why I love using that title, because it hints at it. But it's not at all. But it's also not very complex. So I would love to do something, but I just don't know when. Obviously, we just went through COVID, which was a huge delay, because I talked about getting something together early on. You know, what are you going to do? COVID was like a whole year of just being fucked, you know, for everybody. I mean, even Hollywood was like, this hit, you know, hit hard. But yeah, it's definitely, I wouldn't be surprised if we do a short. I would love to do something small to show and prove, and then be like let's say we make a trailer or a teaser, and then I do some crowdfunding from that to show you this is, you know, the quality you're going to have, or a little better, blah, 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 blah. And here's a little teaser. I think that would be fantastic. Ever watch No Country for Old Men? I love No Country for Old Men. Yeah, if you want to work out, just get it done. I owe a hospital bill, $1,000 for an ER visit after insurance. God loves America. Yeah, the hospital shit is fucked. I got Juliet ran in, and there was she had insurance, but there was a goof up where they punched the numbers in wrong for my plan, and I got the letters in the mail, but we had insurance, so I was like, yeah, whatever. I don't know why you're sending this to me, and apparently it was the bill. And so I sent in. I saw it like a month later, so I sent in the insurance stuff. I was like, bro, what are you doing? Fucking here, she has insurance, bro. And I don't know if they didn't follow up. They followed up, but they fucked off. I don't know. All I know is like 6 months later, I get a call saying, yeah, it's now in collections. And I'm like, bro, how the fuck is it in collections? We have goddamn insurance. And I honestly should have called, went in there and put it in her face and made them, you know, correct it in front of me. That's what I get for just assuming they'll take care of it. That shit pisses me the fuck off, though, because she has insurance, and now I got to pay this fucking money, and I'm like, yo, I'm not paying him. Not yet. I'm mad. I'm going to wait a little bit and I'll pay them their fucking money. AMC could pay 1/3 the amount of money to write a couple seasons of Fear, and it would be better than everything the new showrunners made. Bro, I keep saying this too. I try to be as humble as I can. But here's the thing. If I'm too humble, do any of you give a fuck about a story if I'm like, oh, I hope you like it? No. If I wrote a zombie script for Fear, it would fucking, you'd all climax all at the same time. The whole fucking fan base would just be like, Jesus fucking Christ, you know. You know why? Because I'm not going to write something that's dumb, that's stupid. I'm going to make fucking sure every ounce of passion and love I have for the genre radiates off every fucking minute, every dialogue scene. And yeah, I am cheap, I guess. They could pay me 1/3. Coda, the death of Michael Corleone, and he doesn't die. Oh, wait, so it's not like Godfather 3? Coda, the death of Michael Corleone, and he doesn't die. Man, I don't even remember Godfather 3. It's been a long time. If I had the cash, I'd rather take a chance at Ronnie's vision than any of these lame remake directors. That ain't fanboying out there, but Ronnie knows his shit. Well, I appreciate that, but I also put my thoughts and opinions out there of what I think is good and what I think is bad. So if you're watching a lot of my, especially the Flaw and Aws, and you're like, yeah, I like his idea there. I don't like his idea there. You got a really good idea of, the flavor I would bring when it comes to entertainment. And I stand by. Recently, I talked about the Fear Street thing. A character gets a mask, and I talked about how it's just given to him, just kind of, there's no connective thing there. And I stand behind what I was thinking they would do, which is a certain character couldn't face, the killer because they knew them. So have that character be the one to put the sack on his head, and boom, you remove that person that you knew, and that person's able to fight back now. And I'm sorry, I think if you did that, it would have been 12 times more impactful. How they get their look, the origin of the look. So just to give you an idea of little changes, that would be what happens if you hire me, motherfucker. That's our medical system. We shit on people. Yeah, we really need to make some serious changes. Jumping rope is actually really good. To be honest, I've always been frustrated where my apartment was in gravel. And now that you mentioned jumping rope, we have a nice flat piece of concrete, which would be perfect for jumping rope. And I've always wanted, like at my house, a nice place to do that. Because when you jump rope like a boxer, though, that's how you got to do it. It's like jogging. You'll sweat, you'll get a workout. The shit is vicious. How many pages does a script for a pilot episode of a TV series usually have? I forget, but I know it's 128 pages for a movie, and I think for a pilot, a movie is a 3-act structure. For a TV show, I think it's the 5-act structure that's most common with, you have to put the commercial breaks in there. I forget all those numbers about commercial breaks and yada, yada, yada. I think for a TV show pilot, it is it like 45 pages or something for like an hour show? Somewhere along the lines of that. Let's say 45 to 50 is a rough, I'm not sure. It might even be lower, but roundabout. You had a seizure? Taking your meds, right? No? Wait, what happened to that? Taking my meds, they made me drowsy. Ambulance, don't fuck away, I'm getting an ambulance. You ain't getting $800. Hells yeah, right? It would be a lot of money. Fuck being humble if you want to be best, or what's the point? Yeah, that's the tricky part. It's like you don't want to be cocky, but like if I blew up tomorrow, Doomsday Kingdom blows up and it's the greatest thing to ever be the greatest thing ever. I would have no problem being like, yeah, man, it was an accident. I have no problem just being like, yeah, I'm cool. Because at that point, I don't need to flex to be like, yo, hire me. I will turn any script you got, any idea you got, I'll turn it into gold. I will polish that turd. But when you're an up and comer and you're doing stuff and you're new to to what you're doing in business and yada yada yada. You gotta start being like, no, hire me. I'm not fucking around. I'll give you a Netflix event that'll fucking I don't know a good way to put it. I was gonna say make you money, but I don't know how the fuck they make money. But you know, it'll definitely bring eyeballs to your service, bro. Just climax just hearing that. See what I mean? Do you think The Walking Dead will have a good ending, or do you think they'll fuck it up? I think it's going to be underwhelming and too meta. I don't want to say meta, but they're going to write it like it is the ending. I think that's the worst way to do it. I think it's going to be way too over the top on this is it, with the slow music. And do you think The Walking Dead will have a good ending? Or how much faith do you have in The Walking Dead to have a good ending? I have 50-50 chance it's going to be good. If the remake and re-edit or edit, it's the remake / edit they did during COVID. It was a reference to He Wears Her Face. It's the remake edit they did during COVID. It was a reference to He Wears Her Face. I don't think I follow you. I think I know what you mean, but are you going to flaw in all Halloween series? Bro, I want nothing more than to get these posted, the flaw in alls, and get Halloween started, because I'm pretty sure I'm going to do, because Halloween Kills comes out this year. I'm pretty sure the best thing to do is to do Halloween 78, Halloween 2018, and then go into Halloween Kills, because it's fresh, it's the new order of things, and that's the it leads right into the new movie. However, after that, we would go back, I would imagine, to the original Halloween 2, 3, 4, yada, yada, yada. And then we would do the remake. But all that's on the list. Halloween, Nightmare on Elm Street, Friday the 13th. But again, I think I'm going to shut this down, though. That's what my daughter was asking. If I shut it down, I'm going to cook her up some stew and noodles. But in between doing those, they're older ones. Not everyone here is going to want to stick with the oldies but goodies, you know, the nostalgia. But some people are going to want to talk about newer stuff. And I think that's why this might actually work. Pop on some of the new stuff, do a raw review, and then save it will, what's a good way to put it? It'll be like nice breaks in between the older, heavily edited. But I don't want to, everything we do with the edits isn't going to be old shit, because we have newer stuff too. Obviously Halloween. Ronnie, just tell them you trans and Latinx. I always think of like Kleenex when I hear Latinx. They'll give you a shot. If they give you shit, just ask them, did you just assume a gender, and bam, hired. I'll take your advice for that. Do you like the 2 Rob Zombie Halloween movies? No, I don't. Especially 2. It bothers the shit out of me. I heard that, though. I don't take it to heart, but I got that twice so far. I got one person that, I talked about this before, one person that was not happy I put a comic out. Now, keep in mind, we're not in comic shops. We pay for our own website. We're up on Indiegogo. One person was legit not happy, and they were like, yo, you being out there fills the hole somehow, and it doesn't let a person of color out there. I thought that was fucking insane. I thought they were joking. They were serious. They need some help, though. But I did get a comment from someone who's kind of in the industry, and they were like, bro, listen, do something independent. You're a white guy. No one, and not like, it's not like, oh, boo-hoo you. They just were like, listen, white and straight. First off, how do you know I'm straight, bro? I don't talk about my personal business. I got a kid. You're assuming my shit. But, yeah, they were like, yo, you're white and straight, bro, even if you were on fire. Well, no, you'd have to be on fire. But they were like, listen, bro, I don't like talking about it because it sounds like you're like, oh, boo-hoo. I'm saying everyone's got to work. I'll put in my work. I think we could do something. Besides, I think Hollywood shoots himself in the foot too much with suffocating creativity. It's the up-and-comers, the independent. I mean, that's where you can have the most leeway to just try something new, be daring, get a slasher and actually do really like get that feeling again where you're in awe. You want to look away at times. You're like kind of oof, but you're at awe with how they did it, you know? Just fun. You know, you get characters you love. You have fun. It's like a mini event. I think even when it wasn't great back in the day, they were mini events. I think that's why when I hear people talk about this trilogy event on Netflix, it's an event. It has, even though it's not the greatest in the world, it has for horror fans, it has that event feel to it. Every movie was like that. And I think in a big way, we can bring that back, especially in independence, because we're not restricted by the same type of stupid shit that is going on in Hollywood, because we want to make something that is going to entertain, and it's a love letter to the audience themselves. We don't want to sit here and have other stuff getting in the way. All right, last question. I really got to go. Somebody flipped on me for saying female or females. They are like typing women or women, all in caps, flipping out on some AEW wrestling comments. So is that the new thing? Females. I'm not sure. That's new to me. I didn't know. You mean for saying female or females? Yeah, I'm lost, bro. I don't know. I am lost. I heard somebody say a while back, I was fucking dying. And it was one of our politicians, too, in, like, fucking Congress or something. They were like, amen. Is that what it was? Amen, a female? Wait, no. A men, a women. What did he say? Somebody knows what I'm talking about. I'm talking, it was like legit one of our politicians. They were like, we have very serious business. Amen, a female or something. And it's like, what the fuck did you just say? There's a reason that is stupid, so I don't mix it up. It might not be that. It was something like that. Shit, I have to look it up. There was a breakdown of the origin. I think it was amen. Amen, a women. Something like that. Amen, a women. I think it was amen, a women. But if you break down the origin, it's like, it has nothing to do with that. Like when people get mad over mankind, and they're like, mankind? Oh, so men? And it's like, well, yeah, man, woman. I mean, we're connected in mankind because the word's in man and the word's in woman. I mean, it's like, what the fuck you talking about, bro? I don't know. I guess because we're missing letters, so it's more like powerful on our end. I don't know. That's so fucking stupid. It's mankind, bro. Man, woman. We're fucking, I don't know. We're both ugly bitches. What do you want? I gotta go. Human. Yeah, human. Man, woman, human, mankind. It's all the fucking same. God damn it. Thank you very much for hanging out with me. It's been a couple weeks. Maybe we can do this again sometime. But the next big project I want to get out there is finally get Friday the 13th Part 3 wrapped up. So keep an eye out for that. At the end of this week, Friday the 13th Part 3, I'll do a premiere. So that way I can chat in the comments with you guys. But it'll be later this week, most likely, because YouTube takes forever to clear them. I don't know. But all right, I'll see you guys for the premiere of that, and we'll have fun. Have a good night. Oh, there it is. Yeah, it's in the real life. I'll agree with you, Heath. In the real life, it's funny to say it's just Twitter, but unfortunately it's not just Twitter. But in real life, yes, most people, 99.999% of the people I run into are normal, and they just want to live their fucking life without people getting in their shit, you know? Everyone's cool, chill, you know what I'm saying? They do what they got to do. They just want to fucking live. Yeah, it's just, I don't know. It's social media is nuts. Have a good night, though. I'll see you guys.